som satt fast i kaninhålet i 15 år.
Hey Brent, how you doing?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's get right into it. So why do you think that you started believing in conspiracy theories?
I think I have to give context of who I was and where I was at the time. One thing is that, like, I grew up in a military family. My first stepfather was in Vietnam, and he had terrible PTSD. He had his life ruined by the Vietnam War. So when the Iraq War came around in 2003, I was very, very much anti-war. I did not want my new stepfather to go to war. So when George Bush and Tony Blair were making up lies about the weapons of mass destruction,
intelligence gathered by this and other governments leaves no doubt that the Iraqi regime continues to possess and conceal some of the most lethal weapons ever devised.
and we all knew it was lies because even the United Nations was saying, no, there's no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
For all of this, I express more sorrow, regret, and apology than you may ever know or can believe.
And if they lied about that, to go to war there, well, what lie did they tell to go to Afghanistan? And a lot of these conspiracy theory videos and stuff were saying 9/11 was that thing.
Are you sort of suggesting that this worked in the favor of the Bush administration?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The first kind of thing that they were showing was that 9/11 was a plan to essentially start to invade the Middle East. And the way that the arguments were presented, the way that the evidence was presented, it did look like it was an inside job. This is the thing that really pulled me into believing that governments would do terrorist attacks on their own people in order to fulfill their agendas. And essentially, I start to believe more that the conspiracy runs deeper, and that that's actually like secret societies that are running the governments, and they were just complete evil. I used to not necessarily believe that they were interdimensional reptilian overlords. I used to think, well, a lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying they've seen this, like actual witnesses. They can't all be lying, but they can't be seeing space lizards. So what is it that they're seeing? I know, demons. That's it. That's what they're seeing. They're seeing demonic entities. They're seeing people being possessed by demons. That's what it must be.
Yeah, so even when you're skeptical to the conspiracy theory, you try to rationalize to make it like work in your own mind.
Yeah, totally.
Efter nästan 15 år lyckades Brent Lee att till slut kravla sig ur kaninhålet och lämna konspirationstankarna bakom sig. Det var det amerikanska presidentvalet 2016 som verkligen fick honom att ifrågasätta sin världsbild.
The big thing that really started to pull me out were basically, I used to think like every single election was rigged. In fact, nobody was elected, everyone was selected. The narrative in the communities has always been that like Hillary Clinton is one of the top elites, and they had been priming her to be the first female president of the United States. And Trump, well, obviously wasn't really part of this club, but obviously he won.
I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory.
I could see basically real people actually voted this guy in. At that point, I start to come away from my beliefs. So yeah, I logged off of Facebook because that's where all the conspiracy posts were. Just thinking this is just all garbage, and I don't want to see any of this anymore because I just don't know what to believe.
Idag driver Brent en podcast som avmystifierar och blottlägger olika konspirationsteorier.
No one wants to come out here and say, yeah, I believed a bunch of nonsense for nearly half of my life. You know, it's not the most fun thing to do. But I think it's important. It's important to own this mistake. It's important to go out there and speak to people about it because it can help.
And what do you think the dangers are for like individuals that are caught up in this?
Well, personally for myself, like I feel like I've wasted a lot of my life thinking about this, because I felt the world was one specific way and it wasn't really that way. And because of that, I didn't pursue a proper career. We didn't have children. I never got a mortgage. I'm with my partner. We've been together for 13 years, but you know, we've never done all these like adult things because we didn't want to get trapped up into the system, and the New World Order would come one day and we would all be under martial law and we'd have to escape. So you can't escape with a child. You don't want to hold a mortgage behind in a house, and it ruined my life.